Namaste, hero.
Namaste.
Amazing. So you have been transforming lives through fitness and gut health. Super excited to know about your journey.
So my name is Joy, and I am a gut healer. I'm a gut health coach, but it's not just about nutrition. It's also about training and mindset and getting to the root cause of people's issues. So I'm really looking at this holistic approach to how we can transform and heal someone. One egg is only 6 grams of protein. Okay, it's nothing. So that breakfast has 12 grams, yeah?
Some people, for them, for their fitness journeys, they really have challenges, right, in their journeys. But then the time when you're about to give up, what do you speak to yourself?
Exactly.
Is the thing. Well, that's amazing. Well, I think the audience is really excited to know.
All right, are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you some of my top hacks, okay?
Perfect, let's go. Namaste, hero.
Namaste.
You are the hero on this podcast.
Oh, thank you.
And I had to bring you in.
So excited to be here.
Amazing. So you have been transforming lives through fitness and gut health. Super excited to know about your journey.
So my name is Joy, and I am a gut healer. I'm a gut health coach, but my company name is actually called Holistically Fit because it's not just about nutrition. It's also about training and mindset and getting to the root cause of people's issues. So I'm really looking at this holistic approach to how we can transform and heal someone.
Wow, that's amazing. And where did your journey start from? Because I think for me, it began some years before where I was like, I need to be in the best state of my fitness. When did yours start?
So I grew up on a small farm. We were doing horseback riding and equestrian stuff. And I think it all started from me lifting the wheelbarrows of horse manure and the hay, all the water buckets, and being really active and having that kind of work ethic and discipline into physical strength and training led me to running marathons, climbing tall mountains, powerlifting. I mean, I've deadlifted 200 kilos. I've squatted 150. I mean, I was a strong chick. Opened a CrossFit gym in Thailand 9 years ago. And so I've done a lot. And my mom is a naturopathic doctor. Okay. So it really started from her, watching her heal people holistically through herbs and oils and different modalities that weren't just about giving you a pill. And so when COVID happened and we closed the gym down, I started working with clients online. And I was like, how do I take my energy of coaching these big CrossFit classes to then listening to someone's story and hearing their struggles? And when you hear about people's struggles, right, it's bloating, inflammation, IBS, Crohn's, their gallbladder was taken out. It all's here, right? It literally, your gut is actually your first brain because your actual brain is just the antenna and this is dictating it.
Exactly.
So it's been a long journey. I've lost almost 40 pounds. I mean, I think we all go on our own health journey to figure out kind of what works. And now I see through hundreds of testimonials of how it can all change someone's life.
Wow, that's amazing. I always say that bad stomach leads to bad brain and then bad aura.
Totally.
Wow. So
because your vibration starts within the gut, right? And then it transports to the mind, and and really working with people to reset their brain also, which when I was a meathead powerlifter, I wasn't learning about manifestation, and how to bring up your elevation. And we did visualization work when I was competing, but it wasn't to the depth of where we can take health now.
Okay, that's amazing. So when you talk about gut health, what's one word that comes to your mind?
Happiness. I don't know, gut health equal, good. When you are balanced, your whole world is better, right? Imagine, I remember being 40 pounds plus and your clothes don't fit right, your rings aren't fitting, you wake up groggy, there's so much brain fog, nothing really feels good. But as I say, fasting is to gut health as like peanut butter is to jelly. Like bone broth is to gut health as, you know, stripes are on zero. I don't know, like there's a lot of things that like we can do to start the healing journey. And that's why I wrote a book all about people's gut health, because everyone was like, Joy, where do I start? Everybody has all these issues, but if you go to the doctor, it's a pill or it's a really expensive blood test or stool sample or whatever. And then it's like this process. And for me, I'm like, let's just break down gut health into the most basic, simple, affordable practices that you can start right now.
Well, that's amazing. Well, I think the audience is really excited to know.
All right, are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you like some of my top hacks, okay?
Perfect, let's go.
Okay, so we need to look at reducing inflammation, reducing insulin, which is our blood sugar, and reducing toxicity. If we can control those three things, then like your whole life and your aura are gonna be vibrant, okay? So number one tip to reduce your insulin levels is the order in which you eat your food. Okay, so for example, say, are you vegetarian?
Yes, please.
Okay, so your diet is very carb heavy, like, right? Like vegetarians are getting so many more carbs than protein. Give me an example of a protein that you consume.
Paneer.
Paneer, of course, okay? Yeah. The number one highest protein that most vegetarians, especially the Indian community, eat, okay? Yeah. So, say you had, okay, now what's a carb that you usually eat with paneer? Rice?
Rice.
Okay, great. So say you had an avocado, do you guys eat avocados?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So say you had a plate of like some vegetables, an avocado, paneer, and rice. This is a very balanced plate. That's a beautiful plate, actually. Yeah. I would eat that, okay.
Why not?
If you start by eating the carbs first, right? Say like you like scoop up the rice and you eat that first, okay? Your blood sugar is gonna go vroom, okay? Insulin in the pancreas is released to shoot off to reset the spike of the sugar in your blood. So the insulin goes up and a couple hours later, you're gonna come down and crash. If you reordered the way that you ate your food and you had a little bite of the vegetable first, then a couple bites of the avocado, a couple bites of the paneer, and then the carbs at the very end, your blood sugar is gonna be like this.
Wow.
Like a completely different energy and human as compared to this person. Yeah, and all I'm asking you to do is eat some vegetables first.
At the right time.
At the right time. And then you know how like you like to mix it all together? I love like a little bit of rice. Like you can mix it together, but after you've had a couple bites of each, because, okay, I'll break down the science for you. So when you eat the vegetables, it's fiber.
Yeah.
It's gonna send fiber down into your intestines. That's gonna like slow down this, it's called gastric emptying. It's gonna slow down the digestion. Then you have a couple bites of fat, a couple bites of the protein, and it slows it down so that by the time the sugar, the rice or potatoes or whatever, instead of the sugar going boom into the bloodstream, it's now protected. Yeah? So especially for the vegetarians in the Indian community, and like most people are this all day. They wake up, they have their carb, their sugar, their tea with sugar, boom, right? They get to the office and they're crashing. So what happens? Another cup of sugar or another cup of tea with sugar, an apple, and then blood sugar goes back up and then down. So do you understand?
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense.
What is a typical Indian breakfast?
Indian breakfast?
Yep.
So there's this South Indian, if you call that dosa, if you know dosa.
Yep.
It's very healthy, I believe.
Yep.
And we have it with different chutneys, as you say. It's very tasty and very healthy, the coconut thing that's made with that.
So you guys normally cook with good fats like ghee.
Ghee as well.
Butter. Great.
Exactly,
great,
exactly.
Great.
So,
but how much protein is in a dosa?
That I'm not very much sure of. I think maybe you can tell me that because I'm just eating out of this very tasteful nature out of it, you know?
Yeah, people, like, and this is the problem is that we don't know. Do you eat eggs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
You're like, that's the problem.
Well, no. Most people, okay, don't even understand how many grams of protein is in one egg, right? So you go to breakfast and you get 2 eggs on avocado toast, yeah? This is like a white girl breakfast for sure.
For sure.
So one egg is only 6 grams of protein. Okay, it's nothing. So that breakfast has 12 grams, yeah? But there's no way you're gonna hit your protein target for the end of the day if you're starting with 12 grams, right? Because I need you eating between 25 and 45 grams of protein at every meal.
How many eggs do you have for that?
4, maybe some egg whites, but maybe like 2 eggs and 100 grams of chicken, or
Makes
some
sense.
salmon or something.
I think
Right.
salmon is your favorite, right?
Salmon's amazing. Yes, good healthy fats. Yeah, fish is.
That's
Do you eat
nice.
fish? Nothing, no fish.
No fish.
Okay, so we need to find ways, some plant-based protein powders, because I bet for you, if I were to look at your food diary,
Yeah.
you're getting less than 100 grams of protein a day.
Yeah. But let's say if I'm having too much of paneer and then chickpeas. Chickpeas also.
Chickpeas good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both of this with soya as well.
Okay.
Then I think it will balance.
Tofu, tempeh.
Yeah, tofu.
Great.
But, yeah.
What about tempeh?
Not so much of tempeh.
Why not?
I don't know, maybe the taste?
Okay, I think the taste you can work on with different sauces
sure.
and stuff, but tempeh is a fermented soy, so it's even healthier on your gut than normal.
Okay, makes
So
sense.
I would maybe try to include some of that. Yeah.
That's great. That's good. That's very nice because you covered the vegetarian diet. Let's say for the people who are non-vegetarians.
Okay, great. I mean, same exact thing, but like you need to be focusing on protein at every meal. So when I go to a restaurant, the number one thing I do is I look at the mains and I look at what has the most amount of protein. I'm like, where can I get like the biggest bang for my buck is going to be the amount of protein that I have.
Okay.
Okay, so ordering of your food, that's going to be hack number 1. Gut healing hack number 2 is drink bone broth.
Okay. Everyone would love to know what's bone broth.
So bone broth, for my non-veg followers out there, is when you boil the bones of the beef, or chicken bones or fish bones. You can also make a vegetarian broth, but you want the collagen that's coming from inside the marrow of the bones. So broth is cooked, it's like simmering between 12 and 24 hours.
Okay.
And you're trying to extract all the goodness from the bones. And it creates this like delicious soup. Now, I don't think you're gonna buy the broth and be like, oh, this is the best thing I ever had. No, you drink it because you know that it's so healthy for you.
Oh, for sure.
So it really is like soothing on the gut. Now, the best time to drink this bone broth is right before you break your fast.
Early morning.
Well, whenever you're breaking your fast. So if you're doing, okay, so we'll roll into hack number 3.
Okay.
Is fasting. Oh my God.
good.
I call fasting is actually Botox for your body.
Okay.
It's Botox for your cells. It's like the anti-aging benefits. It's gonna like reset your gut. It's like everything. Yeah?
Yeah.
But the way that you break your fast is super, super important. So step 1, bone broth.
Okay.
Step 2, steamed vegetables. You don't want to eat raw salad right after you get done fasting because it digests differently and some people can feel really bloated afterwards, yeah? So a fast is any time that you're like, if a 10-hour fast, a 12-hour fast, a 72-hour fast, whatever amount of time you're literally not eating.
Wow, that's super good. I think for the people who are watching you, they'd love to know how many hours of fasting do you do?
Most days I'll be doing 16, minimum 16, 16 to 18, okay? Women out there, calling to you, we have to fast differently than men, okay? You can fast 16 hours every day, no problem.
Okay.
Women have to be fasting according to their cycle.
Makes sense.
Okay, so the week before our period is the worst time for us to be fasting. I'm sure you've been around women that like get PMS and like moody and bitchy and like mah, 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 and then they want chocolate and pizza and like, yes, our hormones are like all over the place. Progesterone comes in and progesterone is like, feed me carbs. So max 12-hour fasting, and women should be leaning into a little bit more of the carbs. And then as soon as day 1 hits that they have their period, that's the best time to be hitting long fasts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for sure. So that's when I've done my 72-hour fasting. But mostly like it will balance out your hormones. If we eat and fast, that's like a whole nother podcast. We could do like a whole lesson on fasting for women's hormones, but we won't go there for now. Okay, so number one, I just want to like go back on our list. Okay, so number one, eating ordering
Eating
your
in
food.
the right order.
Yeah, number two.
Number 2 is bone broth.
Bone broth.
And number 3 is fasting.
Yeah.
Yalla, let's go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So talking about fasting, I think for me, I do every day about 14 hours.
Okay.
And I've been seeing immense results because I was like, okay, anytime I eat, I want to sleep. So I'm like, okay.
Yes.
That makes me so much lazy. And
This is this is so good for me to hear as well, because I've been hearing this more, that when people eat, that they want to go to sleep right away, yeah? So this is an imbalance in your blood sugar, okay? If you did hack number 1, I bet that would change,
okay,
okay? If you added more fat and protein to your diet, that's gonna change,
that's great.
okay?
Yeah.
Because what happens is when you have that big spike, it's a crash, and that's when you become tired.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah? What else?
That's
Have you
great.
ever done a 24-hour fast?
Yeah, I've done 48 hours.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Water,
that's my,
dry?
The 48 hours, I think it was only water.
Okay,
only
great.
water, that's all. Yeah, and when I say fasting, for me fasting is maybe only water or no water. Because let's say people say, oh, you can still drink coconut water. I'm like, it has electrolytes in it.
Yeah.
Like, how
Right,
come?
that breaks your fast, yeah.
So better to have only water or no water.
Maybe a little salt.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Salt. Okay, so here's what we can have during a fast. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
This is a reel, 30-second reel.
Yeah, okay. This is gonna be hack number 5. Okay, what can you have during your fast that won't break your fast, okay? Black coffee, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and some Celtic salt.
Black coffee?
Black coffee keeps your body in the autophagy fast.
Oh, really?
100%. So, I mean, okay, there might be the rule, right? If you had a continued glucose monitor, your insulin is going to be different than mine. But
sure.
Generally speaking, a black coffee is going to keep you fasted.
Okay.
Okay. Green tea, also fine. It's anything that doesn't induce the insulin or basically have a calorie. Now, there's another, so this is called autophagy fasting. And the autophagy fasting is the Botox for your cells, because autophagy is the process when all of your old dead cells recycle with fresh new ones. It's like a body makeover.
Yeah.
But it only starts around 16, 17, 18 hours.
Okay.
And how many friends do you know that are actually doing this for 18 hours? Like very few.
No, 18 hours of eating, yes.
Yes.
Fasting, no.
Yeah. Right, we're like grazing until 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Like I see people in Dubai, they're eating at midnight. They're eating at 2 a.m. Like we have 24-hour food here.
That's crazy, because like coming from an Indian background, my family, you know, so we have our lunch at 11 a.m., our dinner by 6 p.m. or before the sunset, because they're like, you gotta follow the sun, and that's why, you know, everything is in time. And that's why I love it, and I've been following, and right now everyone is like, oh, you should not eat at midnight. I'm like, I know that from already, you know?
Yeah, well, there's Ayurveda as well, right? Like eating according to the sun and setting our circadian rhythm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the autophagy fast. Okay. Now, have you heard about a bulletproof coffee?
Bulletproof coffee?
Yeah.
No, tell me more about it.
This is like brain octane. This is like so much brain power that will keep you in a ketone fast. Okay, a ketone fast is, okay, so ketones are to fat as glucose is to carbs.
Ketone is to what?
Fat.
Fat, okay.
Okay, so when you eat fat, your body breaks it down and it uses energy from ketones. When you eat carbs, it breaks it down and turns it into glucose, which is also sugar, okay? Both carbs and fat give us energy.
Yeah.
But when we don't have one, we need to raise the other, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay? So say you went to bed, say you had your last meal at 8 p.m. Okay? Then you woke up, and the next day you don't eat until 12. That's a 16-hour fast, right?
Exactly.
So you haven't had carbs in your body for 16 hours. But you wake up at 6 a.m. So from 6 to 12, your body and your brain need energy. Where does it get that energy from? Our stored fat.
exactly. Makes sense.
right? So if your body doesn't have carbs to burn really quick, it's gonna use your fat for energy. This is like crazy. Like, take my fat, use it for energy. Go to the gym, get to your work meetings done, be on calls, It's gonna use your fat. So in a ketone fast, a bulletproof coffee is a black coffee mixed with 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, which is kind of like coconut oil,
Okay.
and a tablespoon of grass-fed butter.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, and you know those like little, those like little like blenders, yeah?
Yeah.
Make it all smooth. It's gonna like foamy and rich and creamy. You can put a scoop of collagen powder in there. Shout out to Chief Collagen is my favorite brand of collagen out here for beef. There's also a marine-based collagen powder, which I love, from a company called Valio. Both, they're here in Dubai, you can buy it. So you get, the collagen is really good for like hair, skin, nails.
Skin.
So if you're fasting, which is like so good for the gut, right? Then you take some collagen and it's so good for like the skin and nails.
Wow. Best combo.
This is like a free makeover. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Exactly.
again, the bulletproof coffee is going to give you a lot of energy, but it's going to keep your body burning fat for energy.
That's amazing.
So it keeps you in a different kind of a fast.
Just like the camels, that's what they do, right? They have.
They reserve it, right?
Yeah.
Now for Ramadan, everybody's doing a dry fast, which I've actually never. I'm not gonna lie. I've never done a dry fast.
Okay.
Maybe I should try, but they say it's unbelievable for you. I'll do an autophagy fast, and I'll just stick to black coffee. And then other days when I know I'm going to be training or busy or I need some more energy, I'll drink some oil. I'll do the bulletproof.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a quick hack.
Quick hack.
Yeah.
Quick hack. And that's what I wanted to tell people in my book. It's like, what are all of these hacks? Let's talk about bowel movements. Let's go to the TMI stuff that nobody wants to talk about. Okay.
Love it.
Most girls, some guys, constipated all the time.
Exactly.
And then other people have IBS and they are running to the toilet.
Yeah.
One hack for your bowels is to get a squatty potty.
Okay, I mean,
this is how Indians do it.
Exactly.
Anyways,
I was
right?
going to say the better hack is just go to an Indian toilet.
Yes, exactly. Okay. If all the Western people out there could understand that this is how you're supposed to do it, people would be a lot better. Okay. They had to create the squatty potty just for the Western people. Yeah. The next hack for your gut health is adding fermented foods. Okay, so I love this company, Tab Chili, here in Dubai. They're awesome. Kimchi, sauerkraut, pickles. Oh my gosh, so good. But also like kefir, tempeh, kombucha. So adding just like a tablespoon of fermented foods. Which is your favorite?
Kombucha, for sure. And yogurt, actually. So we use a lot of yogurt in our Indian diet, you know?
Yes.
We make so many things and out of it, like we can also add like salt and all of that, even sugar, and make different recipes out of it. So we really love yogurt, and especially in the afternoon, they say you should be having yogurts. But in the night, before you sleep, never have yogurt. Is that true or false? Please tell me.
I have never heard that before. Why?
For some reason, it's not good. Because, I remember, because I think my dad, he told me because it avoids the digestion of food if you have it in the night.
Okay, I've never heard. I grew up on a dairy farm, and I have never heard this before. So this might just be an old wives' tale myth. And I feel like, especially with Indians, there's a lot of myths around.
Let's go to that. Let's go to the Mythbuster.
Okay, Mythbusters. I love this. I love this. Okay, I've heard a myth about Indians don't like drinking protein powders is like.
Yeah, I mean, in some communities, but now it's taking up very nicely that people need protein.
Great. Okay.
But it's a good reminder.
One thing I want to add to anybody that's listening is sometimes, so the reason I went on this journey, I was competing, right? I needed like lots of protein and stuff, but I was drinking a brand that had a lot of chemicals inside of it.
Oh my God.
Okay. One of the most popular ones. Yeah. So that's when I went on my healing journey, is because I was getting so bloated after I was drinking these protein powders. So it's an important reminder that you read the labels.
Can you highlight the label? Because right now there's so many proteins in the market, but like the top 1 or 2 that if you see, run away from that.
Okay, sucralose. I will not drink a protein powder with sucralose in it.
Sucralose.
Maltodextrin. Not usually in protein powders, but anything with seed oils. Okay? Seed oils are so sneaky. It's gonna be in your hummus, your cottage cheese, your chips, your toothpaste, your almond milk. Like rapeseed oil is the second ingredient in the almond milk out here.
No way.
You know, so it's like we really have to be careful of that. But these are 2 plant-based protein powders that I love, okay? And super clean ingredients. And so for any of the followers that are watching this, if you guys wanna send me like a screenshot of whatever protein you're drinking, you can always send it to me and I can help you.
I'll keep our handle here, Instagram handle.
Perfect. Read that. Yeah, read that. Same thing on like protein bars.
Okay.
You know, like reading the labels, because I ate those as a kid.
Yeah.
Not realizing just how terrible they were.
For sure.
So we have to find clean ones. Okay, back to the myth. What else?
Exactly. Another myth would be weightlifting makes you bulky.
Oh my gosh. I love this question. Do you know how many years and how much protein it would take to make someone bulky? I'm trying to get bulky. And like I'm in the gym all the time. You know, like it's gonna take someone so long. You don't just go in there, lift a couple weights, and then all of a sudden you're Arnold. You know what I mean? Look at the guys that are going to the gym. They are there every day, every night, busting their butt just to put on 1 kilo of muscle. People need muscle for longevity.
Exactly.
This is what's gonna keep our bones and our tendons and ligaments strong, right? And a fit person is gonna have more money, more confidence, a better life than someone that's not, right? Because it's gonna go through all of these different health issues. So biggest recommendation is to be lifting weights 3 times a week.
That's all.
Minimum 3 times a week.
Okay.
And then getting steps.
Amazing.
If people did just that, the world would be a happier place, I swear. Minimal. You don't have to spend hours at the gym.
Yeah. So the next one would be running makes you slim.
Well, I guess it depends on the amount of toxicity and the amount that you're eating, right? Because you can't outrun a bad diet.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So let's say for me, let's come back to me. For example, I'm running every day 5 kilometers, then I hit the gym.
Great.
Yeah, or sometimes just the gym, you know, something of that sort, sometimes boxing. So is it good or bad? Because I have been this challenge have this mental challenge that I need to run 5 kilometers every day. But then should I separate that and just go for only gym? What's the best way to revolve around that?
What are your goals?
So the goal is to, of course, look more fitter, more toned. Okay. But I don't want to bulk too much, but I don't also want to be lean too much. You
want to be functionally fit. Like you want to be able to take your shirt off.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
I know.
Girls coming running there.
Okay, I know. So I would probably cut back. I feel like you have a really high metabolism as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So you need to be eating more. You need to be eating more protein.
Oh yeah.
And you need to be lifting heavier weights.
Oh yeah.
I've never trained with you before, but I have already a feeling that you're probably not pushing yourself.
Oh yeah.
The way that you could. You have potential. I mean, you have this amazing physique that we could just get, your chest popping and your shoulders and traps and all this. Yeah. But yes, more protein.
Yeah.
Probably less running. I mean, a 5K is not, that's not crazy.
Yeah.
Right? What does it take you? 30?
No, 25 minutes.
25 minutes, yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's great. But I think the priority should be you eating more and lifting weights. Do you have a coach?
I don't have a coach, but I use the apps, some apps or some YouTube videos that I surf through.
I would recommend training either find a good training partner or hiring a coach, even if it was just for a couple weeks.
Makes sense.
So that you can see how they push you and that you can kind of get an idea of what they're doing in the gym to help you. And then also so that they can see your form.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
So you can't manage what you don't measure.
Yeah.
So having tracking, I think the accountability of hiring a coach, but you have to invest in yourself.
I think this is amazing because the mindset that we are coming from right now, there are two kinds of people that I see. Someone who's really precise with the things that they're eating, calculating, all of that, that's great as well. But someone who was just like free flowing, that, okay, I'm eating good food, I'm not eating shit, and that's just enjoying whatever is there and no major specific goals. I think both are great, but in terms of you getting to your self-development at the peak, I think you should be doing what you just said.
If you have a, like right now I'm kind of in like this cruise mode,
Okay.
you know, where it's like 80-20, like I follow a pretty good, like this is my lifestyle,
Oh, yeah.
right? So I have this like 80-20 rule where I'm able to have the dessert and not train hard every day and just do what I need to do. But when I was competing, and I think where you are at right now, you have this goal. Let's get you shredded by the summer, you know, like let's get some, like you have this goal. What is today? March to April, April to May, May to June. We have 3 months.
Yeah.
In 3 months, you could have like a totally new body, right?
So that's what happened. Actually, if I were to show, I was 27 kilos more and I was like that. And now I'm this. So I don't know, for me, just
You were
things happen.
27 kilos more.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. And then I just lost 1.5 months. So what I did eventually was I stopped eating and I started to run, stopped eating, run.
What do you mean stopped eating? Like you were starving yourself?
Starving, yeah, exactly. And I was young enough to understand and what to do and how to do. But I was like, no, I just want to lose.
Would you recommend that?
No, of course not.
Okay,
of
please
course not.
don't take that protocol.
No.
There's a way to lose weight and get healthy and
Exactly.
have a balanced life.
So can you describe that way? Because there are a lot of people who are watching, they may be fit or maybe fat.
Yeah.
They're 2F only.
No,
so.
listen, you don't have to overwhelm yourself thinking that you have to go completely restrictive or that you can't, you know, that you have to like eat chicken and rice every day. No, absolutely not. This is my, like, holistically fit. This is the name of my company because I believe that you can get all of these results and have a balanced diet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a diet, it becomes a lifestyle. And my clients now know how to read the labels, how to order their food, how to travel and still lose weight, how to lower the toxicity. So for example, I just started not doing nail polish on my nails.
Wow.
I'm doing a thing called No Makeup Mondays.
Wow.
So that's why I have literally nothing except for some moisturizer on my face today.
Still glowing.
I'm glowing because of my great moisturizer, coconut oil.
Okay. And the fasting.
And the fasting, and like using
Yeah.
non-toxic products in my home. And so I'm trying to remove as much as I can because they say that by the time a woman leaves the house, she has over 160 toxins already on her body.
I think 160,000?
No. Oh, well, it could be. Yeah. Depends on like all the perfumes and the shampoos and
Yeah.
the deodorant and the toothpaste and da-da-da-da-da. And we just like, your skin is your largest organ.
Yeah.
So
true.
whatever we put on, all the hand sanitizers, all this stuff, it's like, So we have to be looking at, it's not just food. It's not just in the gym. It's also what's in your home, what's in your house, what's in your bedroom.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. So true. So true. And I also know that you have trained a lot of people in Thailand, especially. There's this very good community. Is it Tiger Mule? And I would love to know more about that.
Sure, yeah. So I lived in I lived in Phuket for almost 9 years. And it's a fitness neighborhood called, it's a 1 mile road.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and it's called Fit Street.
Okay.
And it's in Chalong, which is about an hour from the airport.
Okay.
So you drive there and there's 15 gyms on one road, like bam, 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 bam. And then in between each gym are these like little bamboo huts selling like protein shakes and fresh fruit and chicken and rice and all these amazing things. And then there's hotels and $9 massages, and it's a community where people come to either train for a UFC fight or you're 300-pound dude that's just trying to drop some weight. So you have this incredible symbiotic neighborhood where we're all vibing and we're all trying to get healthier and better.
Oh yeah.
But then the beach is 15 minutes away. And then we have villa parties and boat trips, and like you get to explore Thailand as well. So it is, if you're looking for an amazing getaway, not too far from Dubai, highly recommend going to Fitness Street. There's a YouTuber, a famous YouTuber called Brad Newton. Brad Newton on YouTube.
Okay.
He does the vlogs on all things about this fitness street.
Wow.
And he and I did an entire podcast on nutrition there as well. So it's a good one to watch.
Wow, that's amazing. Guys, go watch that. That's amazing. So we talked about nutrition. Did we talk about the nutrition? Yeah, the ingredients as you were telling me.
Yes, focus on protein, gut healing foods like, sugar and dairy and processed foods. These are the culprit.
Amazing. So what about a 20-year-old boy or a girl watching this? What should be their fitness routine looking like?
You gotta hit the weights. If there's one recommendation that I can give to any 20-year-old, is to lay the foundation now. I mean, I put work in. I started lifting weights probably 28. 27, 28 to 34. And now it's so easy for me to just chill and maintain.
Oh yeah.
Because you put the work in, but don't let it get too late. I mean, our bodies are aging. You don't think that you're ever going to be 40 and then one day and you wake up and you're 40 or 50 and you're like, well, what the heck was I doing? Exactly. And I mean, I don't want to be rude when I say this, but I feel like a fit person is going to live a happier, healthier, longer, more joyful lifestyle.
Amazing.
Right?
Yeah,
a fit CEO that walks into a room gets a lot more respect than the guy that doesn't. And it's sad, right?
Not fat.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. What about, for example, if someone wants to build muscles and doesn't want to go to the gym? Is there any other option?
I mean, I guess you could do some calisthenics, right? A lot of body weight kind of stuff that revolves around hanging on the bars and doing the push-ups and the dips and those kind of things. But when I had clients in Thailand, we do a consultation and they told me that they wanted to just train Muay Thai the whole time that they were there, but they wanted to look like a bodybuilder, they wanted to look muscly, you know? And I said, well, look at the Muay Thai fighters and the coaches. I said, you can't expect to look like the guy in the gym, but then only be training Muay Thai, right? Yeah. So if you have the physique, if you want to be a specific physique, you got to train like that person, right? If I want to be a ballerina, I'm going to have to train and eat like a ballerina.
For sure.
Right? I can't be lifting and eating like a power lifter, but wanting to be on my toes,
So you mean to say it depends on the goals?
Totally.
Amazing. Sounds great. Because for me personally, I don't like the gym, but I want to have the body.
Yeah. Maybe you just haven't found what you love yet. Maybe you haven't had the right training partner, the right coach, the right amount of motivation. Maybe you haven't seen the results yet. And once you start, it takes time. You can't expect to go to the gym once and then all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm looking good, right? So that's why I tell people, I'm give it 3 months. And that's why when I coach my one-on-one coaching program, I have a 3-month minimum. Because when you start with me, that first month is going to be a steep learning curve, trying to understand the new protocols and the training and blah, blah, blah. By month 2, you're figuring it out. And then by month 3, all of a sudden it's wing.
Wow, that's amazing. So let's say if you're telling people that please eat healthy, what does this exactly mean? Because it's so much of different opinions, so many views, and everyone is confused. So can you please tell that?
Yeah, so I would say no sugar, no seed oils, and this is a big one. And I think the Indian culture is good, but I still think there's some work to do. So seed oils are going to be rapeseed oil, which is canola oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil, sunflower, soy. What else? Yeah, those are mostly peanut oil, right?
Yeah.
The good ones. You tell me.
This olive oil.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what I think.
What else?
I think that's the best one I know.
Okay, no. Olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, grass-fed butter, and ghee.
So I think for us,
beef tallow. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
For us, we use ghee,
yes,
olive oil, coconut water, coconut oil for some recipes as well.
Yeah.
Not particularly everything, but some recipes.
Correct. Good for baking.
Good for baking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's super amazing.
Yeah.
What you told.
And then healthy doesn't need to be gross. You know what I mean? I think some people are oh, it's not going to be tasty. But you use the right sauces, the right sides, and your taste buds will start to change. Literally, when you start eating clean, all of a sudden your palate upgrades. So you know when we were talking about vibration and aura, McDonald's food is very low frequency.
For sure.
Right? It is low vibrational food. And like it's like gross when you go in there. Yeah? When you start upgrading your palate and you start eating foods that are to the earth and cleaner, your taste buds are going to start to change.
Amazing. That's so true, because I'll tell you my McDonald's story, what happened.
Tell me.
So I've been eating McDonald's quite a while, long time ago. And then last 3 years before, I went to McDonald's and I was like, okay, I'm going to get the biggest burger with all the cheese, everything. And I'm going to see how it makes me feel, like literally. And then I took and I started eating one by one. And then halfway there, I'm like, I'm done, but I still ate. And then I was like walking back to my house and I was feeling sleepy. I was feeling bad, this, that. And that day I decided never to step into McDonald's, and since that day up to now, no.
Good for you. Good job. I'm proud of you.
So I think this is a very good topic that we brought up. Let's talk about some other brands out there. I mean, no, we don't want to make you feel that you're wrong, but we just want to show what's right
there's
and
just
what's
options. You know, nothing's good or bad or right or wrong, but I'm just showing you so actually what we've been doing is finding like a Dubai directory. So of all of like the clean products that I've slowly been finding. Now I just made this book like 2 weeks. I just published this book a couple weeks ago. So finding clean soap, finding clean protein chips and fermented foods and all these things. So if any of you guys out there are familiar with like clean products or clean companies, please send them over so I can get them listed in this directory, so that, for example, I can send the directory to you. Say you need new laundry detergent or you need new lotion. I'm gonna be like, great, here's a company with no toxins. And then we can all start ordering from this list.
And by the way, this is no promotion, but it's the reality.
No, it's what we need.
Exactly.
And like, I feel like collaboration is a high frequency word, right? Sure. It's like collaboration is like gratitude and abundance, whereas competition is like anger.
So true.
Right? And so that's why I'm like, none of these companies or us or nobody's in competition with each other. I'm like, there's enough people that we need to help and heal.
Yeah, so true, so true. What is that one food that you'll say has high good energy? Let's say if I can feel more good energy after eating that, what's that?
Something that comes from the land, like, you know, farm, fresh vegetables, grass-fed meats, free-range. I mean, I grew up in a farm. I know what it's like to have chickens that are literally running all over, eating all the grubs and the bugs and stuff, and then laying eggs with like the brightest yellow yolks, you know, or drinking A2 milk. Have you ever had raw A2 milk? Do you know what this is?
Maybe, yes.
Okay.
From the cow, right?
Well, there's different species of cows.
Yeah.
We, on my mom's farm, have a A2 Jersey cow. Okay. Now, this is an ugly cow. It's a brown cow, okay? But she produces the best milk enzymatically for drinking, for anything. Yeah. So when you said that, you know, you shouldn't have yogurt before bed, well, we were drinking a glass of milk before bed every night.
Yeah, for us as well, same. But yogurt not. But
no, it's just fermented.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no difference. It's just a fermented. It's just one strain to another. So it's not that dairy is bad, but the dairy that is pasteurized that you're going to find at Spinneys, then that one's like, they've taken all the goodness out of the milk in their process.
So true.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple farms here in Dubai, and then Saudi actually has one of the largest dairy farms in the world. I don't know if it's like quality or not, but yeah, finding some local farms around here to get us some like fresh milk.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. You also emphasize on this molecular hydrogen water.
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm so glad you brought that up. So hydrogen water is the only water that can actually hydrate you on a cellular level. And a lot of people don't know what that means, but basically when we drink the bottled water that we buy at the store, think of how long that bottle has been sitting there in storage, in transportation, in hot temperatures, with the plastics and the BPAs and the chemicals literally leaking inside of it. they're doing studies now that show that we are consuming a credit card's, think about the size of a credit card, okay? A credit card worth of plastic a week.
Oh my God.
And that is what is destroying our gut. So when people are like, oh, I used to eat this when I was a kid. Well, it was different when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
And this is why our mothers and grandmothers didn't have the same problems as we are having now.
Exactly.
So hydrogen water goes in, and it like literally hits your cells, okay? It helps to reduce the oxidative stress in your body. Okay. It also helps to remove the free radicals, which can sometimes cause cancer. Okay. So it's just a prevention mode, but it is, you'll feel the difference.
Feel better. Yeah.
You just like, you know the feeling like when you can't quench your thirst? It's because your body's not actually absorbing this water. And with hydrogen it's from my Kangen water machine. So the water machine is about this big. It sits on top of my kitchen, next to my sink. And it has 8 titanium plates. And so I have a pre-filtration that goes underneath the sink. So I put it through the tap water, through the filtration, into the Kangen water machine, and out comes any kind of alkalinity. So we have 8.5, 9, and 9.5 is what we're gonna drink. My morning routine is I go and I wash my face with the 6.0 because that's the pH of our skin.
Okay.
But also the 11.5 is what I wash all of my fruits and vegetables with.
Wow.
And this is the only pH that can literally strip the pesticides. You know when you're like trying to wash oil and it like you take like a soap and like it just like water and oil don't mix, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem.
11.5 can take the oil, can take the pesticides straight off. So if you soak blueberries or tomatoes or whatever in tap water versus this water, you'll see a brown difference coming off.
Yeah, that's great. So I want to like people in Dubai, they are watching this and they want to feel that, okay, they are eating healthy food. So what's the best places to go at? For example, for me, I think I'm eating healthy. Let me go to Spinny's, grab some salad.
I love their salad bar.
I love to.
Oh my gosh.
So it's good?
I love it. Well, it just depends on what you're choosing.
Okay.
Because there's plenty of unhealthy options in that salad bar, you know? But then there's like, for example, I always loved the chicken mayonnaise one. Okay. And then I looked at the ingredients and like, cause you can ask to see the ingredients. They have an entire packet behind. Okay. And like sugar is the second ingredient. And I'm like, of course it is, you know?
Mayonnaise.
But it's better than getting like a Subway sandwich.
Of course, much better.
You know? Yeah, so I would rather someone do that than like resort to Subway.
Makes sense.
But the convenience here is so good, like on Deliveroo or Careem or whatever, that I'm always just like looking for like healthy swaps. So bowls, I love like a salad bowl or like a steamed vegetable bowl. That would be my go-to. For sure.
And so Spinneys is one thing that people should go for. Anything else that you think is in terms of fruits or in terms of food, even like?
Yeah, so this is another hack we can add to our list. I don't know what number we're on, but you always want to have fruit. Okay, here's a myth actually too. Okay. A myth and a hack.
Oh yeah.
So the myth is that if you eat fruit on an empty stomach, it ferments in your gut. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I've heard this.
Okay, I think it's total BS. Some people really believe it. I don't believe in this.
It's so good to
But what I do believe is that if you eat a banana on an empty stomach, it's sugar. Your insulin is gonna spike up. And then you're gonna come down and crash and feel tired after you eat it. So it's gonna give you that instant bit of energy. Okay. And then you crash. Okay. So always pair your fruit with a protein, fat, or fiber.
Let's go pairing. For example, 2 examples.
Okay, so grapes and cheese, almond butter or peanut butter and an apple.
Oh yeah.
What else? Hummus and carrots.
What about banana and peanut butter?
Great. Oh yeah. Or like in a protein shake, don't just put fruit in there. No. It's just all sugar. Like add some protein powder. Oh yeah. So any for the meat eaters, I love having so the snacks that are in my car, this is a good one actually. So I love snacks. So
who doesn't?
Although I'm trying to get people away from eating snacks because I want them to focus on 3 good sized meals. Yeah. But I'm always in my car driving to meetings and whatever. So the snacks that I have in my car are beef jerky sticks,
Oh wow.
dates and almonds. So I'm always eating them together, or all three together. And then a bag full of nuts.
Of course.
Macadamia nuts, cashews, almonds, walnuts,
Oh yeah.
Brazil, okay?
Wow.
Women should be having at least 2 Brazil nuts a day for their selenium, for their thyroid. But there's plenty. Oh, and then you would love this. Protein chips. Oh no, wait. Can you have grass-fed beef isolate protein powder?
Anything that has BEEF, I cannot have.
Not have. Okay, fine. So you don't have these ones, but anyone else out there that can have the BWF word, I love that, by the way. The Keto Real protein chips here in Dubai, high in protein, clean ingredients for I also have those in my car too.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they're not going to melt in the Dubai heat.
I don't know. Are you supplying from your car?
Basically, like a dealer, a snack dealer. Come. I have all these snacks right here.
No way, that's amazing. What about supplements? Because like a lot of people have this myth, right? Like for me also, I'm like, oh my God, which supplement should I take? This, that.
I mean, listen, I spend so much money on supplements, it's kind of ridiculous. But what I will say is one of my favorite supplements is a digestive enzyme. Okay. Now, I did an experiment, if you guys can see here, with my digestive enzyme. So imagine I took 2 bowls of oatmeal, I cooked them equally. I left one as a blob, and the other one, I opened 1 capsule of my digestive enzyme, and I started mixing it, and within 5 minutes, it turned into a liquid. Okay, so imagine you could be eating super clean, but if your body can't break your food down to become bioavailable, you get bloated. It doesn't know where to go. So this is why I think a digestive enzyme, number 1 most important thing to get on your journey. Eat that before your meal.
Okay.
A collagen supplement, number 2. A pre and a probiotic, okay? But don't take this every day of the month. 10 days of the month max. Because if you have a gut health problem and you're giving it a probiotic every day, you're just feeding that bacteria.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we need to remove the bacteria before giving it more bacteria. Yeah? What else? I love one called Shilajit.
Shilajit, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's from the Himalayan, it's from India actually.
Yeah.
This like sticky black resin, like it tastes disgusting.
Tastes disgusting, I know.
But you put a little bit like under your gums or whatever, and like boom, vitality, vibrance, libido, testosterone. Are you taking any?
Yeah, I took once in a while, once in a week.
Okay, here's the thing. Supplements are not meant to be dust collectors. And this is why I love going into people's homes, because it's like everybody has a shelf of supplements that are probably expired. You gotta be taking this. If you're gonna have them there, take them or trash them.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So take it every day.
Every day?
Okay. Some of these supplements are meant to be taken every day.
Yeah.
Or take them for a month and then give it a rest. But you can't take one day and one the next day and then expect to have any kind of change.
Okay, consistency basically. Yeah. Okay, what about as you are looking so amazing today, what's the beauty, and like how can a woman be like strong and physically appearing like you? Because everyone is watching you, and I know by now they'd be admiring that I want to be like her.
Flattering. I think when you look at life as a game and you literally can surrender yourself to the universe and just say like, what's next for me? You know, and think like you can rewrite your story, so that my story is I wake up every day and I say my affirmations. I'm strong, my body is healing. I'm able to get through any challenges that come my way. I believe, you know, that things happen for me, not to me or against me. And that I've really turned this holistic living into my lifestyle. And now I'm trying to find my crowd. I just moved to Dubai. I'm surrounding myself with people that are in alignment with my vision. So when I'm giving joy and energy and gratitude everybody can feel it. I know you can feel my energy as well. I have a lot of this energy to like give to people and a lot of education.
Yeah.
And I'm so passionate about teaching this because this is like the simplest stuff that can change someone's life.
So true.
So one thing, you know, I met a woman at the gym the other day and the first thing she said to me was, I've had endometriosis for the last 4 years. The doctors have me on all these pills and blah, blah, blah. And I looked at her and I said, March 3rd, this is the last day you ever tell yourself you have endometriosis. Because imagine if that's your story for the last 5 years, you have been telling all of your cells that you have endometriosis. So do you think your body is working on healing itself?
No way.
I have endometriosis. This is my story. This is my identity. So if you can wake up and say, my body is healing, and you might not believe it at first. The little like voice in your head might be like, nope, you're still really sick. But if you tell yourself every single day, it's gonna
So
change
true.
it.
I believe that. And that's what even I do. Like if I want something to happen, I think that it has already happened.
It's already happened.
I'm already living it.
Yes.
And experiencing all of that. And then it just happens. Like, and that's why like some people for them, for the fitness journeys, they really have challenges, right, in their journeys. But then the time when you're about to give up, what do you speak to yourself?
Exactly.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
So coming from that is, what about the people who are watching and they are in their fitness journeys? What's that one tip that you will tell them right now after watching this podcast they should be doing?
Oof, great question. Your next meal, ordering it the right way.
That's super amazing. And eating it to the right way.
Right. My non-negotiable, like when I'm out with friends, when I'm traveling through Europe and like I want the gelato or the Belgian French fries or whatever, my non-negotiable is that I will not eat the dessert or the carb or the French fries or whatever until I've had my protein. So I will literally scrounge around for some protein. I will find myself some protein and then I have my dessert. And I don't restrict myself ever.
That's
but
so
I
nice.
get my steps. I train 3 times a week and I eat my protein. And that's it. You can live a harmonious life just with that.
Amazing, amazing. I really love the wisdom that you have. And I want to talk about the last thing that is you do. You have a gut challenge.
I do.
And that I'd love to hear, and everyone would love to hear. What is this about?
I would love to do a 10-day gut check challenge with your community.
Wow, this sounds amazing.
Let's do this. So
Let's do this.
this book actually started as, it still is. For the last 5 years, I created a 10-day gut check challenge program where I take people through a 10-day detox.
Okay.
And what I found is that when you have the power of accountability, when you have a group that you know is going to be there supporting you along the way,
It just levels up.
100% guarantees to help people lose anywhere from 2 to 10 pounds in 10 days, to feel less bloated, less inflamed. They have more energy, more like focus, more drive, more confidence in literally 10 days.
Wow.
And it's life-changing for people because we know that we can always go back to these protocols. So I have all these like health marker worksheets back here because again, you can't manage what you don't measure. So I need you tracking your water and your bowel movements and all of these things, okay? It's also, I have like a declaration on like, this is a commitment to you. Like, how committed are you to changing your life in as simple as 10 days?
Otherwise, don't do it.
Or don't do it. Yeah, don't waste my time.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time. I'm not here for like jokes,
Exactly.
you know? And I need people to get transformations, right? And then all of my recipes, like,
Oh,
you know,
blueberry,
collagen
I love.
cheese mousse, blueberry fat bombs. I got all kinds of vegetarian dishes as well. So
Wow.
we can go through that.
Amazing. Sounds
The
great.
other thing that I'm doing is I'm working with a couple meal prep companies here locally in Dubai that are Coach Joy approved.
Wow.
So we're literally putting together a 10-day detox program that they can have the meals delivered straight to their house with added things like apple cider vinegar in their pouches. You know, have you had meal prep here before?
No. I
Okay. I'm gonna say it's like a hit of dopamine when you open your door and you see your lunchbox there.
I know that. Yeah, I've seen people have
It's
it.
like when mom used to like
Like,
make our lunch
yeah.
and you open it up and you're like, what's
Wow,
in it
it's
today?
yeah.
So we're gonna have gut healing treats,
Okay.
desserts. We're gonna have the apple cider vinegar. We're gonna have some collagen. We might even throw in a protein shake. Like, we're gonna make this like Joy's gut healing bundle so people don't even have to go grocery shopping and think about it.
Amazing, super amazing. I love your knowledge, your wisdom, and super happy to have you here today, and gonna change many people's life and their bloating issues and whatnot.
Don't feel tired after your meals.
Exactly.
Have more sex with your partner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know, all the things.
So that's amazing. Thank you for being
Thank you.
and spreading the joy out there.
Thank you.
So always welcome and super happy to see you. And guys, like, share, subscribe her channel and her Instagram.
Yeah, Coach Joyous05.
Yeah, let me just put it here.
Coach Joyous05. And then if you want a copy of the book, hardcover, we can do that, but it's also online. So I'll send you the link there too.
Perfect, super amazing. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste.